Our children are being brought up on technology, from televisions to handheld devices to computers. The amount of time kids spend looking at screens is a real point of concern. Joining us now, Chelsea Recitar, who's Director of Advancement at Vanguard College Preparatory School. Chelsea, this has really been an issue for many years for you. I mean, you've been concerned about this.
Yeah, about 5 years ago, I became really passionate as I see how it's affecting my own kids and other kids and play dates. And 5 years ago, there wasn't the research that there is now that is showing how it's really affecting young kids. The American Pediatric Association recommends lower than 18 to 24 months, no screen time, and 2 to 5 year olds, 1 hour at most. But you need to be real intentional. What are your family's media values, and what role is media going to play in your kid's life? Because it's changing brain formation, which is really fascinating.
Well, my daughter-in-law was always, concerned about that, but in her work, she had to be watching newscasts and stuff. And when the babies were little, they'd be turned away from the TV. They weren't looking at the screen because it's just so enticing.
Yeah,
to
well,
children to
there's
watch.
some great new studies of 2 to 5 year olds that don't want to play outside. The average kid plays outside now 4 to 7 minutes. Their physical strength, their emotional health, their ability to be creative. And actually, when you're bored, that's when creative play comes out. And when you invent and create, and that develops the right side of the brain, which is really, really powerful, and we need more of that. So technology is here to stay, but we need to be real intentional with our small kids of how it's affecting them and get them outside and encourage play.
I know even some like preschools, they invest in technology, little iPads and things for little bitty kids because of their learning devices.
Yeah, and that's really alarming to me because you can see kids that say, oh, I can count to 100 in French from an app, but then you hand them 3 spoons and they can't count to 3. They're not transferring the knowledge that they're learning. So there's a great resource, Common Sense Media, that you can look up that rates apps and tells you about apps, but really be intentional of what media is being consumed, and if it is a learning app or a learning show, engage with your kid. It shouldn't be an emotional pacifier. HEB is a learning experience, or going to the doctor. Engage with your kid versus giving it as a pacifier because they will like it. It is addictive, and we all like it.
Oh, it is just, and it's so easy to just hand it to them, at the restaurant or whatever, and keeps them quiet and all that kind of thing. But
they lose out on that interaction, and so much of the brain develops through eye contact, voice, tone of voice, how you interact, and physical expression, and you don't get that on a phone.
So obviously, I mean, we're seeing some pictures of little kids, and even in school, they're going to be using it. So the one thing you have control over as a parent is how much time at home they're doing it.
Right, be very controlled at home. And what's interesting in Silicon Valley, all the tech executives, our kids are at schools without screens.
That's exactly right.
The apps are built on.
A lot.
It's the new slot machine, and it's not going away. But we need to be real intentional of the role it plays.
Well, there's so many other topics that we could have you talk about, how it's affecting our older children, how technology affects adults, for that matter. So we're going to have you back soon, Chelsea. It's been too long since you were here with us. Valuable information, and thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right.